I thought that since I did an area ranking for Partners in Time that had 16 total locations, that ranking the areas in Dream Team, which only has 9, would be way easier than Partners in Time. No, I actually think it's harder, and the main reason for it is that you absolutely go back to the areas for backtracking and actually story prevalence. With Partners in Time, you only go back for mainly bean collecting, and that's really it. But the only rule that I have is that this is not going to include any of the dream worlds. This is only the real world. Keep that in mind. If I don't mention something about the dream worlds or the pillows, we're not talking about the dream worlds. So, other than that, don't forget to subscribe to the Shroobs on Die, and let's just get started. Number 9. So, even though Pillow Castle is number 9, I do think that there's some good things about it. For starters, there's the Battle Gauntlet here, which is pretty nice, obviously, to have in this game. We got the basement, which has a very eerie atmosphere and some decent music. Also, the normal castle music is okay. Okay, I don't have anything else. The thing about this castle is it has tutorials, and I'm actually having more of a problem with these tutorials for 2 reasons. One, this is not the first area in the game, and secondly, they're annoying and pointless. Because, think about it like this. There's jumping tutorials. We are already taught how to use action commands, which means we already know how to jump. That's it. We already know how to jump. So why is this stupid fireball telling us how to jump over gaps? It's so infuriating and stupid and annoying. And the problem with that is, there's nothing else to this castle. That's all there is to it. There's only this fireball and I guess the gauntlet, which, again, I've already said was good and I still agree with that, but there's nothing else to this place, which makes it boring and unmemorable. And I actually do like some unmemorable stuff in video games, but the reason why it's unmemorable is because it's boring, which is why it's number 9. And it's also infuriating because of the tutorials. Number 8. This place is so unmemorable. Number 8 is Mush Rise Park, and the reason why it's unmemorable is because it's generic. It's just the Plains area. That's all this place is. It's the Plains area. And yes, I have played Paper Jam. I think every single place in Paper Jam is generic. But at least when you go to a different area, you're expecting like it's just gonna be a desert. In Dream Team, there's so many just unique areas, and then you go back to Mush Rise Park. You see the problem now? This place is just at a disadvantage because there's so many unique places that actually surround it, which just makes it more disappointing. And the other problem with it is that it's so boring, especially because dream worlds aren't taken into consideration. There's also a little bit of tutorials, but I'll get past that. That's not like the biggest problem. And honestly, what is there to this place? I don't really think Boss Brickle is a great character. I actually think he's kind of boring compared to some other characters in this game. But the only thing that I actually liked about this place was actually saving Boss Brickle when he was stuck in the fountain, where he had to actually go into the cave. First off, I really like the atmosphere, and second off, I really like the music, as well as the slot machine with the robot was actually kind of creative. But other than that, this place is just so boring and generic, which means it's number 8. At least it's not infuriating, which is why it's above Pillow Castle, but this place is just so boring. Number 7. I don't really know how to say this, but I think I actually kind of like some of the tutorials in Blimport. I like the welcome quiz, and I like the minigame where I had to alternate jumps trying to get to the top. And I do like some of the little things about this place, like all the crowd cheering you on. But honestly, this place is boring. It has some tutorials that are just unskippable, which is a bit annoying. But the tutorials aren't as bad as the ones in Pillow Castle, because at least the ones that you can't skip, I actually get. Because the main one I'm talking about is the saving, because most of the time you can only use a save block. But in Dream Team, you can actually tap on the touchscreen. It is a little bit stupid that they expect you not to know this, but at least it's understandable because it's a new feature in the game, so I'll let it slide, but only by a little bit. But something else that I actually really like about this place is most of the time when you're here, at least the first time you actually get introduced, because this is the first area you are in Pillow Island, you only control Mario, which makes the platforming, the little bit that there is, actually pretty enjoyable, because there's not really any mess up that's gonna happen. Even though sometimes I can definitely see you messing up, but that's on you, because you're only controlling one character, which makes it way easier. Just little stuff like that definitely boosts this up to number 7. And the other thing about it is that I just pointed out a ton of things I actually like about this place, but with the bottom 2, I really did not have much at all. Yes, there's the tutorials in this place, but there's actually some good things that outweighs the cons, which is actually pretty surprising for a tutorial place. But I gotta say, Blimport does pull it off, which is actually why it's number 7. Number 6. Dozing Sands is what Mush Rise Park should have been in concept. Now obviously, Dozing Sands looks different and has different music. That's fine. Like, Mush Rise Park should have been more unique as a grassland, where Dozing Sands has this little sprinkle of uniqueness that makes it actually pretty good. And the thing about it is, if you just look at Dozing Sands without really thinking about it, yeah, it's not unique at all, but it has these little things that actually makes it pretty unique. Stuff like the giant machine where you use to destroy rocks. Stuff like going on the chase with Torque where you had to use the machine to actually drill into the ground, which hurts Torque. The thing about it, though, that just overshines everything else about Dozing Sands is the music. It sounds very much like you're in a desert, and I really like how it sounds. The thing about Dozing Sands, though, that just makes it a little bit disappointing is I think that the Doze idea is just a little off for this place. I don't think that it really works, especially for getting the 4 Dozites. I like the 4th one where you actually have to destroy Torque's, I guess, digestive system to get the 4th pillow to actually get the Dozite. But other than that, I think that the Dozite idea is a little boring, and I think that it could have been way better. I'm not gonna talk too much off for this just because I can't think of a better idea myself. So that's why I'm not gonna take it too much into consideration, but that's why it's probably number 6. Number 5. I was really debating on which one is better between Driftwood Shore and Dozing Sands, but I think number 5 is Driftwood Shore. And the reason for it is because there is nothing wrong with Driftwood Shore, in my opinion. Now, we're not taking dreams into consideration, so that makes it a little bit more understandable. Now, I personally think Dozing Sands has a lot more going for it, but I do think that obviously the Dozites, I think, is just a blah idea. So the thing about Driftwood Shore is, well, one, it's the beach. I like the music and the atmosphere. I don't think it's like the best track in the game or it has the best atmosphere in the game, but it's the beach. Who doesn't like the beach? Now, I don't actually like the beach in real life, but I like it in a video game. Secondly, you're finally fighting some of Bowser's minions. And this is something that's so minor, but I think it's just a very nice touch. Thirdly, I really like the shell minigame. And now, I don't really know people's opinions on the shell minigame, but not many people talk about it, so I think people just don't really care about it. But since it's actually somewhat fun and it's actually pretty easy to get past, I think it's a little nice distraction that I think it was a good addition to Driftwood Shore. Honestly though, that's it. And the thing about it is that since there's nothing wrong with the place, there's just those minor things that just lift the place up for me. And yeah, I think this is a very good place. Number 4. Really thinking about what I was going to say about this place, I actually think it's very similar to Driftwood Shore. And number 4 is Mount Pajamaja. The thing about Mount Pajamaja is these two stupid, beefy idiots are just amazing. They make the place. They make all the humor that this place has. Stuff like calling the Mega Pillows Beef Lords. And just showing Mario and Luigi their unique tactics of getting around the mountain. All they're doing is just trying to get to the top to show that they're strong men. But Mario and Luigi are just trying to get up there to stop evil. And it's really stupid and funny. The other thing about this place is the dream beats happen here, which personally is a very underrated moment in this game. And it's the first thing that happens that shows that Phantasma and Bowser actually have dominance over Pillow Island. And it's cool. It actually shows that they're a threat. Because before, you could just see that they took the Dreamstone, but all the description is just they can wish for anything. And they don't do anything yet until you see them in Mount Pajamaja, which honestly makes this place even better. As well as the second time you come here for the Rock Frame, where you learn the ability, the ball ability. And may I mention that 2 of the 3 abilities, or 2 of the 3 slots of abilities that you get are from Mount Pajamaja and from Big and Little Massive. The thing about this place is that this place is so unique, and Big and Little Massive just hold this whole place for me. And that's why it's number 4. And the reason why I was saying that it's kind of like Driftwood Shore is because all these minor things make this place for me. But the reason why Mount Pajamaja is higher than Driftwood Shore is because there's only little things that I like about Driftwood Shore. But with Mount Pajamaja, there's actually a lot of little things that I like. Number 3. Wakeboard is number 3, and it's probably because of side quests and just the calm atmosphere this place has. Let's start with the side quests. That's going to be really easy to explain. First off, there's 2 side quests that I can just automatically think of. We have Kylie Koopa's Photoshop stuff, where you have to put together a puzzle, which personally I don't really bother with, but I could definitely see people enjoying this. As well as helping this guy with a marriage proposal, which just makes you feel really good helping him, even though it's just a very long trading quest. But I think the main reason I do like this place is that NPCs are just having fun at Wakeport. That's all they're doing. They're just chilling out in their town. And that's it. That's all they're doing. And who said that's a bad thing? I think that this is probably the most calm place in Dream Team. And I really like that. All these places have just some bombastic stuff that's just thrown at you, especially Mount Pajamaja. And this place is just very relaxing, which is just different, which I really do like about this place. And there's really nothing else about it. There's just, again, the little things that I really like. Aside from the side quests, where that's a huge thing that I really like. I'm not gonna mention all the little things, but I'll mention some. Stuff like the cutscene where Luigi actually gets a successful hammer throw. You got Popple actually getting introduced. While I don't think Popple is as great as he was in Superstar Saga, he's still good. But just those little things really make this place for me. As well as just the really big things that actually make me like this place. That's why it's number 3. Number 2. The top 2 were so hard to pick between which one was better, because both of these areas are so much better than any other area in the game. But number 2 is Neo Bowser Castle. And I realized the reason that Neo Bowser Castle is worse than number 1. And that reason, Neo Bowser Castle drags on at points. It doesn't drag on as badly as Shroob Castle does, but I think that it definitely drags on at points. But at least there's interesting stuff that's going on with the castle. Stuff like Kamek messing up with the entrances to each door, which is very confusing, but if you hit some of the blocks, you actually know which entrance actually takes you where, which is a unique concept, and I do like it. And stuff like stopping the flames from the dream world. Now, I'm not talking about the dream world itself, I'm just talking about the concept. Stuff like the beans is actually pretty nice. Them actually just being in dirt that's only in a square, where most of the actual castle is just metal. So it's actually pretty easy to find all the beans, which is pretty nice. But stuff like the expert challenges and it dragging at points definitely makes it number 2. Something else though is the atmosphere and the music. And I think at the beginning of this video, you heard Bowser's Dream. And I really love, that's one of my favorite soundtracks in the game. And even the normal Neo Bowser Castle music is really good. But I think just small stuff makes it number 2. And it makes number 1 better than Neo Bowser Castle. Number 1. Okay, I'm just gonna get the bad stuff out of the way with Somnom Woods. I don't like the expert challenges that go with this place. One of the enemies have really annoying attacks to dodge, and it's really stupid. But other than that, this place is awesome and very, very creepy. Let's start with the atmosphere. Obviously, like I just said, it's very creepy and eerie, and the music fits with it perfectly. It's a mythical forest, and the music fits perfectly with it. The atmosphere suits what it's trying to go for. We got stuff like the concepts with the place. Well, first off, you're trying to get to the Z Keeper, which is actually pretty unique. It's something that you built up the whole time when you were trying to get the ulti bed. Like, we need to get the Z Keeper, and now we're doing it. Stuff like the bridge concept, where you take these pieces that the resurrected pillows actually give you, and you have to put it to go to different areas in Somnom Woods. That's really cool and creative. As well as just these little things, again, that really make the place. I really like that there's just a ton of beans in this place. I think that they're really hard to find, which is actually pretty cool. But honestly, even though this place is number 1, I don't think that it really compares to places like Toad Town and Star Shrine for Partners in Time, which is definitely a bit disappointing. Thank you guys for watching this video. My next video will be about Dream Team. Don't forget to subscribe to the Shroob Don't Die, and I'll catch you guys in that next video.